The Titans of...
I don't know. Hey, this is Joe,
And this is Ben.
and we are the Titans of...
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. But thank you, everybody that listened to the first episode, and welcome to episode 2.
That's right. I'm going to tell you a little backstory about episode 2. We did about 20 minutes of episode 2 and didn't record it.
Yeah, it was sparkling good conversation. Everything from petrified socks to Kanye in the White House. We had wonderful time.
We talked about all this dope stuff, and we didn't record it.
Yeah.
So, episode number 2, and we're trolling ourselves.
Exactly. You know, if you can't own up to your crap, then what are you doing?
Yeah, well, we are the Titans of getting trolled. That's really what we are.
Yeah. So, the topic today is, I mean, it's near and dear to the heart. You know, when in our life did we get old? When did we stop being relevant? When did we stop trying to be hip and worry more about breaking our hips? I don't know. It started off, reason I've been thinking about this, the other day, when a tutor was over. This 17-year-old high school girl comes over and tutors my middle daughter in reading and stuff like that. And it was during all the time where Kanye was in the White House and wearing the stupid hat and doing whatever the hell he's doing because he's batshit crazy. And we asked her, we said, is Kanye West still hip? And her answer was, not so much his music anymore. We respect the stuff that he did before, but now he's more current for all the stupid shit that he's doing and less about the music and the things that he was best known for. And it just got me thinking, when did we stop being current? When did popular radio turn into this little Xanax double pump and all these stupid little I don't even knows taking over all of the radio stations?
Well, it would be about the time when all the kids, that we would call them kids, started taking over the radio, and then all the other kids go, oh, I like that. Like Justin Bieber, for example. I have to go full cutthroat here. I have to do it. Okay? So he's the perfect example of how
not to raise your kids.
Don't raise your kids to become Justin Bieber. Another thing is, oh my God. Yeah, don't raise your kids to be like Justin Bieber. I think he's in jail, by the way.
Wouldn't surprise me.
But that's what makes him cool now, right? Because we're too old to think about or not think about consequences. So if we were like 21, 22, consequences weren't that big of a deal. Nowadays they are. So it's like we care about the consequences. So we're not cool anymore because we're not going to go out and do stupid crap to get ourselves arrested.
No, we may just be smart enough at this point that we're not going to get caught anymore.
Right. So we're not cool because we don't get caught.
Yeah, no, and this is actually funny because this happened off the air, but Joe and I were talking. He's like, one of the things I focus on now is eating healthy and getting to bed on time.
That's right.
That's another way that you could be old.
And don't forget, very important is watching a cleaning product commercial and having it appeal to you. Ooh, wow, they cleaned that wood really well. I got to get this stuff.
Yeah, they cleaned it super well. Oh, man. My house could smell minty fresh or pine sol lemon or whatever the hell it is.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to get that.
I don't know when that happens.
Clock is ticking.
I don't know when that happened.
It happened. It wasn't an overnight thing either. This is something that slowly crept up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a horror movie.
Yeah.
It's like this eerily sound. And then the hand comes reaching over, touching the shoulders. You go, you look back, it's Mr. Clean. And you go, oh, thank God.
Yeah, thank God. I think it's so bad. I think that and maybe this is how our parents thought about us, but doesn't it seem like the kids, they're crazy. Like, they're not right in the head. Like, the shit that they're doing, you just question. Like, I would never do something like that, only if you look back at it, we probably did things 10 times worse.
Oh, yeah. Well, what's funny is that kids do stupid crap nowadays, but it's not like the stupid crap that we did, because the stupid crap we did was a little bit more badass.
But was it? I mean, like, my parents, they used to jump off the Highlands Bridge, right?
That's pretty badass.
I've done it once, but now people are doing it, and the current's so bad, and it's a lot higher, and people are dying from doing it. But, I mean, is every generation badass up until a point, and then it just gets passed down, and you don't even realize? Like those friggin' YouTube videos of, like, the rednecks trying to get their glory and trying to, do some stupid stuff like we were talking about last week, and then all of a sudden it just becomes not cool anymore, and you're just an old redneck acting like a fool.
Possibly.
You know it's true.
So, but here's the thing: some of the cool things that we have going on, and that's in quotes, cool. This is like one of the trendy
You just
things.
air quoted something, Joe. That makes you old.
See, yeah, there you go. It's another thing.
Air quotes cool. Woo!
So for the rest of the night, anything that's considered old, we're gonna call out as we do it. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
What's going?
How's it going?
Yeah, it's going, bro.
Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be on.
That's great. Yeah. So,
I watched your first episode, man.
I'm sorry to
liked
hear
it.
that.
You're sorry to hear that?
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no.
We appreciate it. It ain't gay because it's a three-way.
Exactly. Here's the topic of conversation. Today we are talking about when did we stop being hip? And it all stemmed, quick backstory, it stems from I have a tutor that comes to teach my daughter how to read. And we were asking, because Kanye West was in the White House, we were asking, is Kanye West still current? Is he still hip? And she said his music isn't so much, like the stuff he did before was, but now, he's more current because he married a Kardashian and he goes to the White House and wears Donald Trump hats.
I don't know, man.
So at what point in our life did we
Look,
stop being
I can
hip?
say one thing is about his music. Definitely, he fell off with his music because he was real deep in the beginning. Like he was coming from the heart in the beginning, and towards the end, it's just his music. Yeah, fell off with the music.
Okay, so when did you,
I don't know.
Mike? When did
As far as him
you?
wearing a Trump hat, I try not to get, I don't know, too political with things, man.
When did you stop being hip?
When did he stop being hip?
When did you stop being hip? When did your son come up to you and make you feel old?
Actually, recently, yeah, because just the way they do things.
Right, and do you have any idea in your head when that switch was flipped? When you stopped being current and stopped being cool and the next generation started?
Maybe about a few months ago, actually.
It happens to me literally every day. Like my oldest daughter comes in and she's like, she calls this dance move dapping and like talks about some of the current stuff that's on the radio and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's garbage. Complete and utter garbage. When did that shit start happening? Joe says he worries about hurting his feet and stuff too.
Does my son worry about hurting his feet?
No, I do.
Oh.
Trying to take care of my feet, my body, eating right,
Going to sleep early.
Gotta be in bed by
30.
10:30. That's a sign of being old. Like, gotta eat. Make sure I gotta eat enough vegetables.
Yeah, I do feel old. You're right.
Now, here's the ultimate question.
To pin it down, probably it started about my 30s. My son started. My oldest son started to really make me feel old. Seriously though.
Yeah, and it's weird. It just comes out of nowhere.
Yep, the stuff that comes out of his mouth is just. He's a good kid though. He's smart, very fast. He learns fast. I don't know. They're just different, man.
So
Yeah,
I
the
teach at a
technology,
school.
the technology is just like crazy for them. It's so in their life now. Like my son had a cell phone at 12 years old, a smartphone. Yeah,
We didn't even have dumb phones back when we were 12.
not even close.
But
It's just different, man.
So I
It's
teach
true.
in a school, right? I teach, I guess, kids around between the ages of 8 to about 12. So, I mean, you can have a conversation with these kids. They're not like babies or anything like that.
No, they know. Yeah,
Yeah, they know.
they know. Yeah, they know what's going on.
But what's crazy is I make references to things and they just stare at me blankly. And I'm like, they have no idea what I'm talking about. And I'm like, they're like, I don't get it. I'm like, oh, God, you never seen Back to the Future? They're like, Back to the Future? I don't even know what to say. I'm like, and I'm not even mad at them. I'm mad at their parents. Like, how could their parents deny them such joy?
My son's he's seen stuff like that. He's kind of old school, my son, but
So you're raising them right.
they're very technical with shit.
Yeah, it's a totally different world. I mean, so like my daughter, she's 3. One of her favorite movies is Short Circuit.
Yeah, my son knows about all the stuff I got. Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned a movie like Short Circuit. I mean, that movie's from the 80s. So
Nah, if he didn't know, he would just see that's what's crazy about him, man. If he didn't know, he would take his smartphone out and he would Google it. That's what he would do, and he would figure it out. Like that's what my son would do.
That's what I see
saying?
kids do this all
Yeah,
the
we
time.
used to have to look it up on like encyclopedias and stuff.
Yeah, if we didn't know something, we either had to ask someone and then believe them, or go look it up in an encyclopedia, or just go, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
The Titans of I don't know.
Nah,
That's our world. So I guess
they don't talk. They don't talk to you in that class too much. You just teach, you teach a bunch of people at once, or like one person at once,
no, I teach a whole
like
class.
private lessons. Okay.
No, I teach in a school. Like I teach algebra and science and
Wow,
music.
man.
Every single guest that we have on, we are gonna ask, what is your favorite Chuck Norris joke? So, Mike, what is your favorite Chuck Norris joke?
Hello.
What is your favorite Chuck Norris joke?
Yes, I watched your first episode. Told you.
This is a
Until
standard
then,
question.
no, yeah, not really. Yeah. Back to the camera.
What the fuck is he talking about?
So we ask all our guests on our show their favorite Chuck Norris joke.
A couple of the ones he cracked in your episode.
What?
I really heard it. I didn't know about it.
Okay, then what is your favorite joke?
Oh my god, man. I
You're killing me, Smalls.
don't know. Alright.
Well, did you know that Chuck Norris does not wear a condom? Yeah, because there's no such thing as protection from Chuck Norris.
Okay, I'm gonna hit. So check out the setup. Got the mic, and then there's Joe right there. Thank you for being on. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, no, dude, it's awesome. Thank you so
I'll
much
call
for
you-
coming on. And
I'll call you back earlier, man. Like when I get off work.
all right,
Sounds good.
all right, man. Any last words?
Peace, man.
Peace. All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Any last words? That sounds pretty, that sounds kind of dark. Any last words? That sounds like something Chuck Norris would say.
Yeah, no, he probably wouldn't give any warning. He would just come straight to you with a roundhouse kick to the throat because he's Chuck Norris.
You know, a blind man stepped on Chuck Norris's foot once, right? And then he says, "Hey, do you know who I am? I'm Chuck Norris." And just the mere mention of Chuck Norris's name made the guy regain his sight. Unfortunately, the last thing he saw was Chuck Norris giving him a roundhouse kick to the face.
Oh, snap. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. All right, so what does the episode come down to? It comes down to the fact that we're getting older. We don't realize it sometimes. We don't know why it's happening, and it just seems like we are going to get further and further down this proverbial rabbit hole that we call life.
That's all right. As long as we keep up with technology, crappy music, and keeping our feet clean, we can stay cool for a very long time.
Yeah, and I think it would only be appropriate that the outro to this episode be a song by your, I guess, new favorite artist that I didn't even know you're really fond of, Justin Bieber.
Dude, I'm trying to get people to listen to the show.
Yeah, I'm sure. So then just make sure that he's wearing the Slayer shirt in the video.
Perfect. That way he'll make Slayer matter again.
Tomorrow we have a good episode. We have Deadpool coming on, so we'll see how that goes. And we're going to, be talking about video games and a little bit more about pop culture and things that are going on in life.
Because Deadpool's an expert on video games and pop culture, as he does both
He is.
while in the battlefield.
Yeah. And then I actually found out this really cool little factoid is that Deadpool actually wears glasses. But his glasses don't fit under the mask, so most of the moves he's doing, they're by instinct. He can't actually see what's going on. It's pretty interesting, but we'll talk more about that tomorrow. For the Titans of I Don't Know, I'm Ben,
And I'm Joe.
and we will talk to you guys next time.
Thanks for listening.